right, guys, this morning's editorial, the dash cam footage of the Waukegan, Illinois shooting of Marcellus Stinnett and Tafara Williams is out. You're going to get to see the 4.5-minute video right here after I get done talking. Hold on, and it's going to play right here. The 4.5-minute dash cam video from the police on the shooting. Now, there's also, they said, a body camera footage out there of the aftermath. You know what? But the actual shooting wasn't captured on camera. I think we're gonna address that here in this editorial. Now, I get a lot of criticism from people who say, I don't know what I'm talking about. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. I was a cop for 35 years. You full of crap. You know what? I'm coming up on 21 years of public service that I've been helping people in the public. Yes, there's been a time or two that I've had to step back and check myself and say, could I did that better? I think all of us are like that. I think if you say, I've never had to do that, then you're either lying to yourself or you're lying to us. You know, you need to look in the mirror. Every human being has had that day or that moment where they had to step back and go, I could have did that better. I could have did that better. Let me check that. Let me tweak a little. Okay. But the bottom line is, right now we're not working in the office because of coronavirus. They've keeping us out pretty much. But when I was in the office, I would have people come in the office and point right at me and go, I'm going to talk to that guy because he's the one that helps. I'm going to talk to him. He helps me. You know, so what I'm saying is I have the education and the occupational experience to be able to deal with the public in a manner that they really want. They come in and they say, I want to talk to that guy. So my point is, when I criticize these police officers, I'm not doing it as just somebody that, well, I have an opinion and I'm going to throw it out there. I'm a cop hater. No, it's because I see something I didn't really like, or I see something that maybe wasn't right, and I say the cop could have did better. They could have de-escalated better. They could have did this better. I see it because I know what I'm talking about. I'm coming up on 21 years of doing it myself. So this cop, after watching the dash cam footage, probably could have did better. He probably could have de-escalated a little better. I think he was a little overzealous. When she backs up the car, as you'll see in the dash cam video, I don't know, was she going at the police officer? Was he really in fear of his life? Or did he just shoot in the car because he was pissed off that they ran from him? A lot of questions. But then also, I don't believe Marcellus and Tafara are innocent either. I think they got some guilt, and you'll see why when I give you the editorial. Thank you to NBC News for this story. Body camera footage released by Waukegan, Illinois police shows the moments before the police shooting that killed a black man and wounded a woman last week. Now, Williams said in a news conference from her hospital bed Tuesday that she and Stinnett were sitting in their parked car to smoke shortly after putting their baby to bed when the officer pulled up behind them. The 20-year-old woman says she turned on the car's cabin light so the officer could see that she had no weapons and wasn't doing anything illegal. She says that he started harassing Marcellus, stood near the car with his left hand on the gun, and said, I know you from jail. The body camera footage released yesterday does not show the officer approaching the vehicle, but begins when he asked for the couple's names. It was unclear what happened before his video started recording. The 2-minute video, I have 4.5 minutes, starts as the officer asks whether Stinnett is that dude that got in an accident. He does. He asks for their name, and it sounds as if Stinnett tells the officer his name is King. Marcellus Stinnett, and they said name is King. Your name is what? My name is King. He says, I thought you were one of the Stinnett kids. So obviously this family's got issues. And he approaches the car. The officer asks if his name is Marcellus. Why? Because I don't know. And then he says they're under arrest. They ask why. He says, because I said. Right there, he should de-escalate a little. Because I said. He's got an attitude. Because that's when somebody says, because I said so. That's an attitude. Now, people say, well, you're allowed to have an attitude at work. But that's not a de-escalation tactic. That's an escalation tactic. Because I said, now get your hands behind your back. No, he needs to de-escalate. Well, he's under arrest because of, tell him why. He has a warrant. He has a warrant for this and this. And let me check first. I'm going to make sure, okay? He could have de-escalated. But he runs right into you're under arrest. Get out of the car. He's pumping this up when he didn't have to. I'm going to get disagreements, but I know what I'm talking about. Williams said Tuesday she asked if they were free to leave or under arrest. She said she began to drive away. Remember, she said, slowly I began to drive away, and he didn't come after me. He had stepped away to make a cell phone call. But in the body camera footage, the officer can be heard telling Stinnett 3 times he's under arrest. The second time, the officer says, you got a warrant. The footage shows the officer telling Stinnett to exit the vehicle. With his hand on the car, Williams speeds off. None of this slowly pulled away and he didn't come after them. She took off while his hand was on the car. He didn't step away to make a call. He was holding on to you can see it in the camera footage. The officer shouts as the car drives away, hey, they just ran me over. It's unclear from the video whether the car made any contact with the officer, although his hand was up on the frame by the windshield and the door, that metal bar there. In dash cam footage from a second officer, the officer who fired the shots, Williams is seen turning out in front of the police car and driving with an officer in pursuit. Remember, she said, well, he didn't have his lights or sirens going. In the camera footage, which you're going to see here after this, you got red and blue going. Williams appears to pull onto the grass, and when the officer pulls up beside her, Williams' car is only partially seen from the dash cam footage. It's unclear whether the officer exits the vehicle, but Williams can be heard, or he can be heard yelling at Williams, get out of the effing car, before she puts it in reverse. As her engine roars, you hear 6 shots before the tires squeal and a crash is heard. So basically, she stops in the grass, the police car stops, his door swings open, and then all of a sudden you hear him yelling, get out of the car. She goes in reverse and he starts shooting into the car. I don't know if he was behind the car. If he was, why the hell did he put himself in that situation? And then shoot into a car of an unarmed person. These people, the cops just shoot at cars. Oh, the car's coming at us. Shoot at it. Instead of get out of the fucking way and pursue. I know I'm going to get criticism on that, but this was an unarmed person. It wasn't like he had a gun and he was shooting at the cops. Now, there's a whole bunch here, and you guys can read it for yourself. I'm going to put a link to this in the description box below. I just wanted to give you the camera footage. I'm sorry. Yes, I talk a lot, people. I've had people say, just shut up, or blah, blah, blah. I can't. I'm like running water, and there's no handle. Anyway, I'm just going to give you what the police chief said, and then, or is it the mayor? Yes. Okay, so is the mayor. So, the one officer was terminated. And I'm just going to give this to you. I'm going to give you a couple things here. The body-worn camera of the officer who was fired was not activated to properly archive the time of the shooting, Waukegan Mayor Sam Cunningham said in a statement with the footage released Wednesday. The mayor, Cunningham, said this was a breach of Waukegan Police Department policies and one of the reasons for the officer's termination. One of the reasons. So there must be more reasons he was terminated, but one of them is he didn't activate his body camera properly to catch the shooting. Maybe because he wasn't thinking, he just jumped out. Oh, these motherfuckers ran from me. I don't know, but his body camera didn't capture it, so that was one of the reasons he got fired. Civil rights attorney Benjamin Crump, who I actually love, who is representing Tafara Williams, said the video clips were evidence of police creating a false narrative. Now, I love Ben Crump, but what I want to know is, why did they give the name King? And when she said we pulled away slowly after he walked away to make a phone call and he wasn't following us, why do we see in the camera he had his hand on the car when you took off? And you gave the name King, and there were lights and sirens behind you when you were speeding through town. There's a lot of questions here. Here's your video. Sorry I talk so much. I just can't help it, guys. But here's your video footage. Watch it. Belabor it. Hold on. Here it comes. Here it comes. I'm just pissing off my trolls. Here's your video footage, guys. Warning. Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
What's your name? Huh? King. Thought you were Stinnett. I thought you were one of the Stinnett kids, right? Right? Yeah. What's your first name? What's your first name? For what? You're Marcellus, right? Yeah, for what? Yeah, you're under arrest, man.
Why?
Because I said. No. Hey, come on, show me the hands, pal. I ain't playing with you because I know you. Marcellus, you're under arrest. Because you got a warrant. I got Marcellus. Here. He's an animal. Record, that's recording too. Marcellus, you're under arrest, pal. 10-4, 3250 degrees direction. You didn't come out. Hey! And they just ran me over. Hey, they're south on Genesee from Liberty. 322 Victor 455. It's Tafara Williams driving, and she's got Marcellus E. Stinnett in the front passenger. Genesee towards the Amstutz.
We are southbound on MLK, passing south. They're going west on Helmholtz. They just 50. I was right behind you. You almost tried to run me over. I'm good. I don't know about the car, man. Hey, are you okay? Just 274. We're ready to signal 5 out here. I did. You did? They almost ran me over.
No, I didn't. Also, I was backing up.
Shut down southbound traffic. If someone can shut down northbound traffic.
74, we need to start EMS. Hey, we got a car coming down. We got a car coming this way. Stop! Stop!